can you tell me a little bit about your organization? What organization is that?
Okay, Total Energies Marketing Nigeria PLC. We are marketers of oil.
Wow, that's very nice. So how have you been able to weather the peculiarities of doing business in Nigeria, especially with the challenges of COVID and the global meltdown? Okay, so what do you think about the Pearl Awards initiative? good afternoon, sir. You look so amazing. So with me on the red carpet today, we have the brain behind this amazing initiative, a paragon of excellence, a great man, the President Pearl Awards, Mr. Tayo Orekoya. How are you feeling today, sir?
I feel great, thank you.
Oh, that's nice. So can you briefly tell me about the journey so far for Pearl Awards for the past 25 years?
Well, it has been a wonderful story. The dream started sometimes 1994, and 1995, the maiden edition of the Pearl was held, May 27th. And to the glory of God, 27 years on, we are here. This is the 25th year edition. And of course, you know that Pearl Awards is an award that is different from other awards. It's based on verifiable indices, facts, and figures, and its credibility has been unassailable over the years, almost 3 decades.
Okay, so talking about being different, why did you choose to utilize objective criteria as opposed to subjective ones?
Well, the observation is that, you know, most awards have been based on sentiments, and, you know, for companies quoted on the stock exchange, you know, we want to enhance the wealth of shareholders. We want to have healthy competitiveness amongst companies quoted on the stock market. We also want to generate awareness. And so to be able to do this, you must stand out. And so we recognize that there are indices that are used to assess the performance of companies. And so we decided to go that route.
So how has Pearl Awards been able to contribute to the development of the Nigerian capital market?
Well, essentially, we have created awareness for the stock exchange in Nigeria because prior to the Pearl Awards, the market was seen as an elitist market. But today, everybody knows that the stock market is for everybody. Not only that, we've been able to contribute meaningfully to the wealth of stakeholders, because when companies strive to outperform one another, you know, in an healthy environment, the ultimate winner, the ultimate beneficiary are the shareholders. So they get much more in terms of dividends, in terms of, you know, scrip issues and other benefits.
So retail investors are also able to benefit from this award?
Exactly. You know, the retail investors benefit quite a lot because at the end of the day, you know, they are very interested in the bottom line of companies in which they invest. And because the Pearl Awards is a barometer by which you measure performance, at the end of the day, we've also been able to make retail investors better informed and better you know, benefited.
Okay, so I'm curious to know, what was the inspiration behind Pearl Awards? What inspired you to start this amazing initiative?
Okay, way back in the 90s, early 90s, I remember we had a program on NTA Channel 10 called Stock Market This Week. On that program, we cover the stock exchange on a daily basis. We go on industrial visits to the quoted companies, and we recognize that there was a yearning gap, that companies were not being rewarded for actual performance. Right. At that time, we had an award called the President's Merit Award by the Nigerian Stock Exchange, but the criteria was, you know, good presentation of annual reports and orderly conduct of annual general meetings. But we said we dare to be different. And so that was why we decided to go establish the Pearl Awards.
That's interesting. So startups and entrepreneurs are becoming of age and have taken a place globally in the business world. Do you think they can make it into the mainstream business in Nigeria?
Yes, I do believe so. And you see, we're looking forward to the possibility of introducing, you know, an award category that would actually, you know, reward startups and particularly encourage them to get quoted on the stock exchange. Because, I mean, that is the way to go. That is the way for these companies to add value not only to the economy, to the public, and also to enhance their own bottom lines.
So I'm sure we have up-and-coming entrepreneurs, aspiring startups who are watching us right now and want to gain one or two. What advice can you give? What strategies do you think they can put in place to help them remain in business?
Well, I think, you see, for the companies to excel, they have to be visionary, they have to be innovative, they have to be creative. They have to not only think outside the box, they must throw away the box, because that is the new thinking. And then they must be ready to embrace technology and be technology savvy, and then see how they can enhance their business.
That's nice. So before I let you go, in 3 sentences, can you give a candid advice to regulatory authorities on moving the nation's economy forward, especially in trying times like this?
Well, I think the first thing I will say is there is the need for us to align both our monetary and fiscal policies. That is critical. Also, there must be consistency, in, our policy regime, to ensure that investors have that assurance. And finally, let me say that the regulatory authorities should look at the possibility of increasing the benefits accruable to companies that either want to just get listed on the market, or companies that are there already.
Okay, thank you so much, and congratulations on this great milestone. I mean, there is a saying that goes that the goal is not to live forever, but to create something that will live forever. And Pearl Awards is one of those things that in years to come, it will still be there impacting quoted companies. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, yes, sir.
Thank you, my brother. You welcome, you welcome. Thank you. Appreciate my thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Good afternoon, sir. You look very nice. And with me on the red carpet today is?
Engineer Kehinde Akinla.
Okay, so what do you do, sir?
Well, I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I'm a civil engineer. And I'm here as one of the regular guests of the Pearl Awards.
Okay, that's very nice. You're welcome, sir. This is the 25th edition. What are your expectations from this evening's event, sir?
Well, it's been getting better every time. So I expect that we're going to have a great time also tonight, because they are very prim and proper the way they go about their selection, and everything turns out quite good.
So I'm guessing that you have attended the Pearl Awards night before.
Oh, yes.
Oh, so if you could change one thing about the Pearl Awards night or add something to it, what would that be?
Honestly, I think they are on the right path. There's not much to change. You don't reinvent a wheel. You don't mend a clock when it's doing well.
That's very nice. So what are your expectations from this evening's event?
Well, I expect that, as usual, people will be encouraged to do better in their businesses, and so that people can rightly earn the necessary awards.
So do you have favorite companies you wish would win coveted prizes here today?
Oh, not at all. I don't have any favorite company.
Okay.
Very objective and open-minded.
Okay. So startups and entrepreneurs are becoming of age. Do you think that they can make it into the mainstream business in Nigeria?
Oh, certainly. Most certainly they can. Most certainly they can.
So do you have any advice to regulatory authorities on moving the nation's economy forward in trying times like this?
Well, yes, the regulatory authority must open up the space better, and they also prep up the ease of doing business, and also provide the basic infrastructure that enables businesses to do better. I mean, like things like power and so on are basic things that must help. And they also road infrastructure and everything for people who are into haulage and things like that, so that we can all have...
So much, sir. Thank you so much. Do enjoy your evening. Thank you, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have with me on the red carpet today the chairman of the Board of Governors for Pearl Awards, Dr. Farouk Umar. It's such a great honor to have you on the red carpet. Can you briefly tell me about the journey for Pearl Awards so far?
Well, this has been almost 25 years since we started, and it has been very successful. It has encouraged companies to work hard and compete. We couldn't hold the awards night due to COVID for 2 years, but we are resuming, and you can see that the attendance today is very good. I have seen MDs of many companies coming, and we have introduced a special award this year for somebody who has contributed to the capital market. And this award will be given only once in 10 years. And for this year, we have recognized Alhaji Aliko Dangote for that award.
Wow, that's very nice, sir. That's very nice. Congratulations. And how rigorous is the process for the selection for nominees in the award?
Well, we have so many indices that we now place companies on, and they are very scientific. We have a committee headed by a former Director General of Securities and Exchange Commission. So it is very transparent, and that's why the companies have been supporting the award, because they know that it is scientific, it is transparent, and we only pick one company from each sector. And then we also reward print and electronic media personnel who have been outstanding in the year.
How about selection for the Board of Governors? Are they elected, appointed? What are the criteria that a Board of Governors must possess? Because I know that they are in charge of the integrity of this program.
Yeah, well, what we have done is always to look for people who are knowledgeable, who have contributed in the capital market. We have former DG of Securities and Exchange Commission. We have people who, like the ProShare MD is there. We have people like Prince, who has been the chairman of British Chamber of Commerce. I am representing shareholders associations, and we also have decided to bring younger people who will take over from us. Like we have Rabi Abdullahi, who was the MD of Asha Cement, and now the CEO of Dangote Cement. And also we have gender diversification. We have Mrs. Akande, a former minister. We have Mrs. Eniola Fadarimi, a former chairman of AfriBank. So you can see the quality of the board members.
That's very nice. So why does Pearl Awards use objective criteria instead of subjective ones used by other award initiatives?
Well, if we have been using subjective criteria, nobody would be here today. So you have to be very objective. Nobody influences anything. I am a director on some companies. I'm also a director with Nigeria Exchange Limited. But the process is very, very transparent, and nobody interferes. The companies I'm on the board have not won the award. So this will show you that the process is very, very transparent. I was surprised, or rather I'm happy today when I saw a company that I served as a director and left about 7 years ago, NACO PLC, that they have won the award.
That's very nice. So do you have any advice to regulatory authorities on moving the nation's economy forward in trying times like this?
Well, certainly, I will first of all start with CBN. I will commend them because they are trying to bring inflation down. The market, you can see that this year has not been very attractive because of inflation. Whenever interest rate goes up, people withdraw their money from the capital market to the money market. But CBN is trying its best to bring inflation down. You can see that the NPR has been increased by 100 basis points, and we hope that will help. Secondly, the change of currency is also good for the economy because money laundering will reduce, and we believe Naira will become stronger with this policy.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, and well done. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have with me on the red carpet today the chairman of the Board of Governors for Pearl Awards, Dr. Farouk Umar. It's such a great honor to have you on the red carpet. Can you briefly tell me about the journey for Pearl Awards so far?
Well, this has been almost 25 years since we started, and it has been very successful. It has encouraged.
Good evening, sir. It's so nice to have you here at Pearl Awards 2022 today. Thank you so much. What's your name, sir?
Thank you. I'm Steve Akon.
Okay. So this is the 25th edition. What are your expectations from this evening's event?
I'll summarize it in one word or one phrase. I expect it to be a game changer. In the sense that the template for business in Nigeria has been altered. Things are changing. So we also need dynamic initiatives that will help us, keep in the lead. So I expect that this inspiration, this line will actually be inspired at this event. Okay.
So nominees for this year's awards were announced a while ago. Do you have favorite companies you wish would win coveted prizes here today?
Well, I say I'm more on the side of the organizers, so I should not, comment on that. That may be sort of biased.
Oh, okay. Startups and entrepreneurs are becoming of age and have taken a place in the business world globally. Do you think they can make it into the mainstream business in Nigeria?
Well, it's not if they can make it, they're already making it, is how far they can go. And there's just one basic concern. Whatever we build today, can it last a century? We'll be there some 200-300 years later. I think that steadiness and stability has to take strides is what should be looked at.
The process used by Pearl Awards is verifiable with facts and figures, and they utilize objective criteria as opposed to subjective ones used by other award initiatives. What is your opinion about this?
I think that just establishes credibility in the sense that it's scientific in its approach, and that means that you can rely on the results even after now, basically.
Have you attended the Pearl Awards night before?
Not physically, like I said, I'm always like the kitchen side, the back side.
Okay, so in 3 sentences, can you give a candid advice to regulatory authorities on moving the nation's economy forward?
3 sentences. Okay, I'll say this. The regulatory authorities should be in touch with those who are game changers in any sector of the economy, those who are blazing the trail, who can actually inspire the next phase of how things can be done globally, so that we can have more export of our ideas from our local content.
Pearl Awards has been rewarding corporate excellence for 25 years now, and over 75 companies have received various awards in the main competitive category. What do you think about this initiative?
First, I must commend the organizers because they are very close to the chairman, and I must commend the sustainability, the fact that it's been going on and it's been improving. I mean, if you look at the roll call of those who are expected as guests of honor today, you will know that no effort has been held back in making sure that these actually makes a mark of excellence in the industry. So it's highly commendable.
Thank you so much, sir. You look good, by the way. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do enjoy your event. Thank you. Good evening, sir. It's so nice to have you on the red carpet. With me on the red carpet today is...
Awesome.
It's so nice to have you on the red carpet. What do you do for a living?
I talk business
finance and investment on television and radio for the last decade.
Wow, that's very nice. So is this your first time attending the Pearl Awards night?
I was part of the organization of the first award in 1995. I was the first secretary to the board of Pearl Awards.
Wow, that's so nice. So tell me about the journey so far for Pearl Awards.
I've had the privilege of receiving the award twice. Back in 2019, that was the second time. I think 2007 was the first. But when you talk about the journey, it's a little bit more like what does it do for the market? A very brilliant concept from Pearl Awards, Mr. Tayo Rekoya, and a very small team that started the concept, which came out of the Stock Market Weekly show on NTA back then, which was a weekly show every Friday night. The whole manual process of putting that show together, more importantly during the June 12th crisis of 1994, which of course started in 94-95, after the June 12th of 1993. So that the whole show gave birth to Pearl Awards. Again, because that was the first ever stock market dedicated show on television in Nigerian history, and I think in a number of African countries. So the concept then, which Mr. Rekoya brought on board, and the whole idea we were bought into it, he as the CEO of the company back then, was that there should be an award that is independent, that reward companies listed on the stock exchange. Not a money bag, Ghana must go back kind of awards, but the kind of awards that look into the financials of the companies and looks at the trading statistics of these companies and their return to shareholders on the Nigerian exchange. Unfortunately, we've had the support of the Nigerian exchange. It has had the support of the SEC and the big names within the capital market industry. So 25, 27 years down the line, 25 years of the award, 27 years in which it started, it's been a very good journey so far. And it's been a pride of companies in the market. It's a little bit like the Oscars. And how do I mean it? Because it's good enough to be nominated, then it's good to be a winner. So in the Oscars you are nominated. So the fact that you're nominated and you're in a category or any of the categories in Pearl Awards means that you're good enough as an investment company on the Nigerian exchange. That's what it means. So you're nominated and then you are a winner.
That's good. That's very interesting. So if you could change something about the Pearl Awards night or add something to it, maybe a different category, what would that be?
I would want the awards to go continental, and there's a word about that. Working with the African Securities Exchanges Association. Now that we have the African Exchange Link project, which now connects 7 of the biggest exchanges in Africa: Nigeria, Morocco, Nigeria, Egypt, the BRVM in Cote d'Ivoire, the South Africa, the Botswana Stock Exchange, and Kenya and Nairobi Securities Exchange. So these 7 exchanges came together last month and they're now trading live. So I think the coming of the ASEA AELP project, which is supported by the African Development Bank Group under Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, will be able to move the way forward for the Pearl Awards to become a continental award moving forward.
Okay, startups and entrepreneurs are becoming of age and have taken a stand globally in the business world. Do you think they can go far in the mainstream business in Nigeria?
Yeah, yes, they can, but it requires a few things. Nigerians are enterprising, but being entrepreneurial is a different thing. Being enterprising is not enough. Being enterprising is like a kid who's lost about 1 year and a few months. He's grabbing everything, he's running everywhere, so it's enterprising. But as you get a lot more older and more mature and more sensible, and you recognize the do's and don'ts of things, then you become more entrepreneurial, in which you become more creative. That is where certain attributes and qualities need to come to the fore. When the little kid is just crawling, he's not patient. He wants to grab everything, whether it is fire, dangerous, whatever. But when you become mature, you look at things a little bit more carefully before you touch.
So I'm sure there are startups, yes, I'm sure there are startups and aspiring entrepreneurs that are listening to us right now. So if you could recommend strategies or give out an advice in order to help them, maintain their stance in the mainstream business, what would happen?
The first is patience. The second is patience, and the third is patience. We need to have
patience. Look at the biggest brand in the world today, the Guinness Diageo family, the Levi jeans, the big names in the Coca-Cola. They all started from a one-shop backyard under the staircase everywhere in the world, in France, in Germany, in the UK, the Cadbury, the Nestle. The patience is what brought them to become global multinationals, the USCN of this world. So Nigerians need to be patient. It's not only you and only your lifetime that you will reap the rewards of what you're doing. Coca-Cola is about 250 years old. Guinness is almost 200 years old. So Nigerians need to be patient and prepare their enterprises for the long future, not just within their lifetime. We're too short sometimes sighted in which we want to be the one to plant, we want to be the one to water, we want to be the one to reap, we want everything to be good in our own lifetime. We should put longevity, continuity into everything that we're building. If you look at the Pearl Awards, 25, 27 years, Mr. Orekoya and his team keeps getting different because he keeps bringing new ideas and new folks on board, and it gets better by the day. That is what entrepreneurial spirit is. Not just about thinking you start in 1 year, and in 5 years you have that limo, and the next 5 years you have a house in Banana Island, in the next 5 years you're already in the Bahamas. No, this is not about, I don't want to use crypto, but this is not fast food. So entrepreneurship is not fast food. It's a long term. Look at Aliko Dangote. Look at the Dangote Industries. He started from trading sugar and a few things by the roadside in Kano. That it becomes a multi-billion-dollar empire today. That is what patience does for you. Patience helps you get the best strategies. It helps you recruit the right people. The right people. It helps you throw out the bad ones. It helps you delay gratification personally and don't see the business money as your personal money. All of this come together are the kind of advice that Nigerian entrepreneurs need. And that is it, the patience. If you look at the Innocent Motors, if you look at Kutix PLC, listed on the exchange, these are companies that were started as one-man business, and look at where they are today.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So patience and consistency. Thank you so much.
Patience and consistency.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. You are welcome to Pearl Awards 2022. With me on the red carpet today is
Mansour Ahmed.
Are you representing someone or an organization here today, or you're
Representing Alhaji Aliko Dangote, the president of the Dangote Group.
Oh, that's very nice, and you are receiving an award on his behalf here today. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I think the Pearl Award has become widely recognized as a major award in the stock exchange and indeed in the capital market generally. And I think it encourages companies to do better. So clearly, yes, we believe that the award is something that companies like ours should indeed,
Okay, so what is your opinion on the Pearl Awards utilizing objective criteria as opposed to subjective ones used by other award initiatives?
It's absolutely important that any awards that seeks to compare different organizations must use very objective criteria. Because the purpose is not really just to award individuals or to award people, but to encourage the industry as a whole to do better. And the only way you could do that is when you adopt objective criteria, where anybody who sees the outcome of the awards will say, yes, that's right.
In 3 sentences, can you give a kind advice to regulatory authorities on moving the nation's economy forward?
I think, you see, governments and regulatory agencies need to recognize that their role in the economy is to provide the environment for the private sector to do well and to encourage the private sector to do well. So clearly regulatory activities are intended to guide and support the private sector, not to act as impediments.
Thank you so much, sir, and congratulations. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you, sir.
Francis Odiri, host of the Global Business Report on the Rise TV.
Oh, that's so nice. It's such a great honor to have you on the red carpet. So this is the 25th edition. What are your expectations from this evening's event?
Oh, I mean, look, it's historical. There's been a quality award show that's happened now for the last 25 years, and expect nothing less to have, the cream of the crop as far as the business community is concerned. Put together by a very, very solid organization with Pearl. So I think what we've got in the last 24 years just notched up a bit for today.
So is this your first time attending the Pearl Award?
It is. It is my first time, and so I'm really happy to be here. Glad to be picking up an award for what we've done as far as coverage of capital markets are concerned at the Rise TV.
Wow, congratulations on this great milestone. So do you have other favorite companies you wish would win coveted awards here today?
If I mention them, they will probably say I'm playing favorites. So for everyone out there that are participants in the capital markets, I wish them all the best of luck. I hope they pick up a number of awards.
So do you think Pearl Awards has been able to contribute to the development in the Nigerian capital market? If yes, how?
Oh, of course, because of information. It's the capital markets, as far as increasing the depth of the market, is based on awareness and information. And Pearl has been at the forefront of doing that. So they have played a very, very vital role as far as the development of the capital market, based on awareness and based on the activities of the market are concerned.
The process used by Pearl Awards is verifiable with facts and figures. What is your opinion about Pearl Awards utilizing objective criteria as opposed to subjective ones used by other award initiatives?
So my favorite thing to do on my show is to use these numbers. That's what we go. My show and Bosun Omofaye on the Arise Exchange, we're all about the numbers. So Pearl's methodology for putting forward the information using facts and figures, that is the best way to do this, and so they're the standard bearers.
That's very nice. That's interesting. Startups and entrepreneurs are becoming of age and have taken a place globally in the business world. How far do you think they can go in the mainstream business in Nigeria?
Startups, SMEs are the engine of Africa's largest economy in Nigeria. So when they do well, the rest of the economy does well. As far as the technology sector, they've brought in boatloads of money. Nigeria is way ahead of the South Africas, the Kenyas, and other African nations of this world. So in terms of the potential, they are a driving force, and they are attracting capital from across the globe. And so, yeah, they can only push further with the kind of awareness that Pearl is putting forward for them.
That's nice. So can you, before I let you go, can you give a candid advice to regulatory authorities and moving the nation's economy forward?
The regulatory authorities have done very well, so I have to commend them. Now, innovation, of course, is ahead of regulation, so they are doing their best to keep up. So all I can tell them is, look, well done, and look at what's happening with blockchain and cryptocurrencies with the SEC and the Central Bank of Nigeria here in Nigeria. So things like that, they lag a little bit behind innovation, but they're doing well to keep up, and I just commend them. I hope they keep doing good work.
Thank you so much, and congratulations once again. Thank you. Do enjoy the show.
Thank you.